I never imagined that we would go so deep into the getting to know each other. Um, but something very special happened with this group, and not just the group, but the way the whole journey was conducted. And I mean, there was like we have each one of us the opportunity to connect and recognize things about ourselves, things that we for the longest time probably we knew, but it never clicked. We need to hear from someone else. We need to hear the one that was beside of us, sitting beside us. It was like sharing the same kind of feeling and experiences. And there were moments where it was difficult because each one of us was, I think, for the longest time we were carrying a bag full of things that we could never answer by ourselves. So many questions, and there was time when we felt alone. Well, I felt alone myself, but then I was looking at everybody, and everybody was bringing something that made me feel I'm not alone. And then we have, I mean, can I say Fanny? She made it possible because she brought the uh, the researching part. So it was not just the experience, but there was the medical, the researching component integrated in the conversation that made it powerful and make you believe that what was happening was true. There was a base to know that there was not something based on coincidence, but it was a reality. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I think it was a really interesting mix of having the community leadership, and also, like you said, some of the research, some of the psychology brought into and the idea of hope that people do change and they can change.
Yes.
And something really magical happened in the Latino men's group, and a lot of us have been hearing about that magic. And so I'm curious about what you think about what those different pieces were that created that magic that men really felt they came out transformed in some ways.
See, I never imagined that I will have the opportunity to experience the fact that what made us all come together and realize that everybody were being, we were struggling for the same thing. Um, we were about six different nationalities, right? Um, People from different times coming to Calgary, coming to Canada, new ones, newcomers, people with 10 years, people over 10 years, and it's still the same problem. We don't know each other. We felt everyone that there was no answer for our questions. Well, I felt that way, but the magic started when someone opened it up. You know, it was like it was magical in that way. Listening for the first time that person that we didn't know up until that moment, and that person has courage enough to come and say, "Look, this is what I'm going through right now." That's the way that the whole journey started. I feel invited myself. It touched me, and I think that in behalf of everybody else, everybody else was like, "Yeah, that's me too," even though it wasn't the same thing, but it was in a different way, but it was the same pain.
You talk about pain, and I think that a lot of times men's trauma and their past experiences are never discussed with
Never.
anyone. And what we've seen is when men do come together, and it's a safe environment, it's an environment where there's permission, that a lot of those things can come out and be sort of see the light of day and be healed. How do you think that you're different because you participated in this group? Like, what's different about you now, and how are your relationships with others different because of it?
Well, men, we never talk. Men usually we talk when we're drunk. Men usually talk when everything seems to be like there's no hope, there's no solution. When we feel that we are to the verge of collapsing, and even that, when that situation, we experience that, we feel that we cannot talk about that, because talking about those things that make us feel that we're weak. That's the way we grew up as you are a man, and you always have to be strong no matter what. But things change, and to be surrounded by people that are coming, you don't know why they are coming. You just know that you are there for a reason, and you have your personal reason, but you discover that personal reason is collective.
Interesting. Yes.
It's
You're
a
not
common
alone.
thing. It's a common thing. How do I feel about the other people outside of my life now? I think it's important that we men start open up. We need to understand that this is a situation that is not based on gender. It's a human thing. Me as a man, I'm not going to resolve it. I think I need the participation of the community coming, helping me to be strong. Because alone, I'm weak.
What would you say to other men who are searching for a healthier masculinity? You know, to be in a better place with both themselves and the people around them, women, children. What would you say to them if they asked you?
Masculinity is being it's a very strange word, because it was never defined by us as a man. It was defined long ago. As a culture, as we start losing ourselves in the historical process to be who we are right now, we create a lot of things that are based on social constructions. And one of them is masculinity. And our masculinity is, as a regular man, is based on the capacity of you of being a man and being empowered, and having everything under your control, and having no emotions, be always strong, and the one that always going to lead the pack no matter what. Yeah, but that's one side. Now the other side is, what do you pay as a result of being like that? How much you internalize being like that? Do you really feel like a man? Or is there any other way to be a man? I think there is another way to be a man. And I feel happy now. I feel happy. I feel happy talking to you, and I'm because you always help me out. I always seen in yourself a person that opened my eyes to, you know. When I was weak, you were there for me. You know that, right? So imagine, like, for me as a man, how important it is to recognize the value and the role of women too. It's important. I don't feel less than anybody else. I recognize, you know, that we need to be together in this journey. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So wonderful to have this conversation with you. my good friend, and you've worn your peace shirt today.
I did it on
I wore
purpose.
my Che Guevara
Yes,
shirt,
yeah.
and it's great to have this conversation. And I think masculinities today is about possibilities.
It is.
It's about being in community. It's about relationships, and I look forward to the work that all of you are continuing to do. So thank you so much.
No, thank you for the opportunity, and I just want to say that thank you for everybody that was involved in this journey. There are so many people, that we have to say thanks. There are so many people that have given up so many years of working without no rewards, but just the belief that we can reach a better way, knowing that as a society we deserve better, but there is always a beginning. And many of you have made this possible for people like me, which is something that I'm never going to be able to pay back. But thank you for that.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We couldn't end this interview without a hug, for sure.
For sure.
That was so nice. Thank you. Okay.